Police in Mesa, Arizona, investigating a possible kidnapping. Surveillance video shows a man talking on his cell phone outside a convenience store. Moments later, several men get out of an SUV and appear to force the victim into the vehicle. Let's talk about it with Tom Ruskin, a former New York police detective, president of CMP Group, a private investigations firm. Good to see you today.
Good seeing you.
All right, this is so strange because police say they have no report of a missing person. How would you tackle this as a detective?
Well, the first thing you want to do is most likely he paid for cash in the convenience store. Otherwise, they'd have the credit card receipt. They would automatically know who he is. Now, it could be friends pulling up and saying to him, come on, let's go to a party. Let's do something. So it may be very innocuous, or it could be much more severe. I mean, he could have been kidnapped, and maybe he lives on his own, and maybe no one's identified him as missing yet.
What else would you look at in the area? Are there other clues that you could get? Because we understand that the placement of the cameras there don't ever give a look at the license plate for that vehicle. How else would you begin to try to pull some threads on this?
Well, you know the type of vehicle that was used, and if it was registered in your state, then you limit the number of vehicles of that make and model in the state, and you try and draw that down. You then see who it's registered to. You look in the area of other surveillance cameras. Now every place has surveillance cameras, so they may have gone to another convenience store, they may have gone to a bar, they may have gone somewhere else where there's surveillance cameras. You may be able to tie it together that way. Toll records, if they pass through an easy pass or something that indicates their plate, you may be able to tie the vehicle that way. As I said, it may not be a kidnapping, but if it is, you want to try and get on top of it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because at least if somebody recognizes themselves or this man in the video could say, no, it was just a joke and we're all friends and he's okay. I mean, even that could be the end of the story.
He may even come forward and say, no, I wasn't kidnapped. A bunch of friends grabbed me up to take me to a party that I wasn't anxious to go to.
All right, well, we've got you here. Another case. A manhunt is on in New York City for someone who pushed a man off a subway platform into the path of an approaching train. That victim did not survive, and his wife was standing there with him. Everyone completely shocked. They said there was no interaction between the victim and the suspect before he simply pushed him in the way of the train that had no way to stop in time, and he was killed.
Right. This is one of those horrendous cases that police will solve, I believe, quite quickly. I think with the public's help, with some of the video that's been released. In this case, you do have good video. You have a good subject and a wanted poster already out there in that area in subway stations. I think that they may tie it together. Not to mention, the guy threw his butt out. So his butt has DNA. If he's ever been arrested, his DNA has been taken, we may be able to tie that together with past cases.
Yeah, and viewers there can see the video of the man who is the suspect. And we're told that he apparently was spotted walking calmly away from the scene. I mean, he went and hopped on a bus, rode to another part of the city. Somebody on the bus recognized him, but by the time they were fearful because they'd seen what had happened, by the time they notified somebody, it was too late to catch up with him. But what do you make of that demeanor that you could essentially kill someone and then calmly walk away, get on a bus and leave?
In every city in this country and around the world, you have emotionally disturbed people who could act out and hurt somebody. In this case, unfortunately, we lost a citizen of New York City and an innocent man who was going to breakfast with his wife. Police will solve this case, hopefully very quickly, and take this man off the street. The good news here is someone saw that wanted poster and saw the video and has called police that lead police to another area of the city to allow them to search 2 different areas. That's what the police are going to depend on. They're going to depend on people seeing this video and possibly identifying this man.
Yeah, and we'll ask folks to take a good look, because even there, you know, the clothing, the way that he walks, I mean, that's a pretty good picture. And there are a lot of cases you wouldn't have a piece of evidence that clear.
That's a great video of this man. You know he's smoking, you know what he's wearing, and they can zoom in, as you just did, on him and get a pretty good facial video of him.
All right, we'll see how the public responds and continues to respond. Tom Ruskin, always good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Eric?
Thank you, Shannon and Tom.